England 0, Scotland 0 in the second game of England's campaign in the Euros, and I think although it was a win against Croatia, a very good team, I think the performance wasn't as good as it could have been. However, tonight, I think before you, so I'm going to go out there and just say it first. I think for the first 20 minutes, we started off really well, some really good chances from the likes of Foden and Mount and Sterling, sorry. And then also we just digressed back down. And I think Scotland just grew into the game, really had a good footing in it, really stayed resolute in their defence. And just ultimately just really giving it a go. And I think overall, Scotland were the better team for me.
Don't say
Scotland were the better team for me.
No, they just weren't.
If anyone was going to score, I was more concerned about Scotland scoring than England scoring, because I just did not feel that threat from England that Scotland were posing on us. They were tough, they gave it a go. And ultimately, I think if you were there from the crowd or could hear it, I think it sums up the performance perfectly. Booze, because it was absolutely rubbish. It was boring, dull football. And although Jack Grealish came on to make the impact that we all wanted, I think it was a few minutes too late, and ultimately didn't really change the game.
From my point of view, right, I don't think I'm going to get slated for this, but Harry Kane and Sterling are very, very lucky to be starting. Very lucky. And I just cannot believe it. And if you ask me, and I think it's very fair to say, Scotland are the easiest ones in our group. We should be getting a clean sheet, maybe like a 2-0 against them. I said 3-1. I thought they would give it a go, and they did. But they were there for the taking. But I just cannot. I don't understand how Kane and Sterling are getting starts. I can understand with Sterling a little bit, because I do see things in him. But when Kane's on the ball, it's just he loses it. Yes, he won that one foul, a good place to take a free kick, but still, it's like that wasn't even deserved. But yeah, it's just, I'm sorry, but Kane's he's just not good enough for me. I'm sorry, but another thing was, you can tell the whole crowd, everyone at home as well, wanted Grealish on. Don't understand why he didn't start as well. As soon as he got on, you could definitely see that change. But still, it wasn't enough, because you need a team effort, and I don't think it was much of a team effort. Man of the match from me, I think I'd go with Foden. Thought he put in a lot of effort into this game. He was the one who was making some real creativity. Obviously, Grealish when he came on, but I can't really, rate his performance, because he wasn't on that long, and it's just, it comes down to the manager. He's not good enough. I'm sorry, he's just not good enough. He's just the overall thing about the whole game, and I know I'm ranting right now, but it just didn't seem like there was a plan. There was just no plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just I'm deflated basically.
I think in terms of man of the match, I think Foden did really well. I think Sterling as well didn't do as bad. But I do think he should probably have been taken off. I think for me, it's either going to go to Mings or Pickford. I think Pickford making some really good saves, especially that one volley, which could have went in. Or Mings, I think defensively he's really solid tonight, really shutting down many chances that Scotland had, and really not giving them enough sight to see the goal. But I agree with you in the sense that it's so deflating to watch. It was boring for 70 minutes. I was sat there literally the whole time, just like, it just wasn't entertaining to watch. And it's, as I said, you know what I mean, I was more scared of the threat coming from Scotland than I was positive about the threat coming from England, because there just wasn't anything there to get me excited. There wasn't anything that got me engaged with England's performance. And ultimately, I just think it's, as you said, Scotland, as ITV said, Scotland, third worst team, third lowest ranked team in the tournament. And considering we're meant to be favourites, if England can't beat this team,
yeah, we got.
And what chance does it stand, considering the France-Germany game, which both teams look really good and potential winner candidates? Italy going on, Spain. There's still a lot of good teams. Portugal as well. It does put into perspective, we're just not going to win it. I think it was already certain we weren't going to win it, but oh boy, it's really going to be an uphill challenge.
We're not favourites. We're not one of the favourites to win this thing.
We're not one of the favourites.
I don't understand.
And I just don't. I'm a bit worried now, because we got to go up. We got to beat Czech, even though they're through.
Ain't gonna happen.
we've got to do it against them. But they're playing really bloody well, and they're going to be a really tough team to beat. So
we're not scoring though. That's the thing. It's like
we're not scoring. We're not
the friendlies,
defensively. It's not
penalties,
massively
it's all it
great.
was.
And it's just really worrying to see where that's going to come from, or any chance of the competition. And it's, I don't know, it's very hard to see Southgate go because of the joy he brought us to the World Cup. You've got to be realistic here. It's not going well. His formation isn't working. There's no need to play 2 defensive mids against Scotland when we need a goal, and he sticks with it for the whole 90 minutes when Rice and Phillips really don't do a fat lot to the game, especially Rice tonight. You know, key players not being on there. Jack Grealish, although, as I said, didn't make the impact that we perhaps would have liked. You know, you still felt like it was the move that should have been made or should be starting.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that's going to show Southgate it will work. I mean, Bellingham deserves more chance. Sancho definitely deserves time. I just don't know really where we're going to go on from here. Obviously, Czech Republic next. It's going to be a tough game. And sadly, I just don't feel like we're going to change anything, do we?
No. We're not scoring.
Anything you want to round up on there, Nathan, then?
It's just anyone who went to the game, anyone who's been to the pub, anyone who's just, been out there, I feel really bad for you. I know all the Scottish lads and women are absolutely loving it right now. It's like they've won. I mean, I couldn't believe
it would be a win. If you were Scotland, you would be very happy with
but
the
it
draw,
just shows-
considering the
it
quality
just
of
shows
England.
who they are. It's like,
And as I said, I think they were completely the better team. Ultimately, I think they deserved it on the day.
I'll give it to them.
and-
McGinn was probably their man of the match.
I just said Robertson. I thought Robertson
But,
was pretty good.
no, honestly, because obviously McGinn, he's the first pick. He can't be on the bench or anything. But yeah, I thought he was. Yeah, I'm just pissed off basically. I'm just gonna say it how it is. I don't think Kane or Raheem Sterling should be starting. As much as I say Pickford shouldn't be in goal, and I think Johnston should actually get a chance. That's a Villa fan saying something about our West Brom player. But I thought Pickford actually did alright. But actually, something else I want to say, before coming into this, everyone was saying Mings should get dropped. He looked shaky in that, but yeah, actually a really good game. But, it's hard to see the positives, but the only positives that you can actually take, we've got a draw, we've got a clean sheet, we're basically through, but, yeah.
We're not even basically through. Not really, because...
Are we?
Oh, well, I mean, I think we are, but...
It's not the one.
Not convincing. I think that's the main issue. We're meant to be the favourites, as we said, and it's not convincingly yet. But we move on to check next time in the tournament. And without further ado, that's been an instant reaction. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought of that really underwhelming performance there. He's been Nathan, I've been Ben, up the England, with the pride of England.
I can't wait for the Villa back. It's gonna be way better.
Let's have the England back.